on Monday, One Show with Matt Baker.
And Emma Will. Now, this next film raises an interesting question.
Why, at a time of celebration at the end of World War I, did riots start in Luton? Here's Natasha with the answer.
It was to be a day of joyous celebration. The 19th of July 1919 was declared National Peace Day to mark the end of World War I. The King had called for a day of festivities, but not every town was in the mood to party.
Here in Luton, the mayor had planned a parade followed by a sumptuous banquet in the town hall. But by the end of Peace Day, Luton would witness the biggest riots in its history.
At the centre of the storm was the town's mayor, Henry Impey.
The mayor's banquet was divisive. Councillors and friends of the mayor could attend for free, but anyone else, including ex-soldiers, would have to pay 15 shillings, and for some, that was nearly a week's wages.
As the mayor read out the King's Peace Day speech, emotions boiled over, and he was drowned out by the crowd. After several attempts, Impey abandoned his speech and took refuge inside the town hall. Keith Miles's grandfather was one of the former soldiers protesting after giving so much during the war.
It meant nothing to them that they'd come back from all the horrors of the First World War. It meant nothing. They're not football hooligans. Brave men.
So really, they were just people who had been pushed to the brink.
Exactly. They took no more, and I wished I could have been there with Grandad.
The anger Keith's grandfather felt was common across the country. Demobbed soldiers returned to poor housing and mass unemployment. Social unrest was never far from the surface. By 3:30 p.m. on that momentous day in Luton, the town hall doors were rushed by a large mob, who then began smashing up the inside.
The baying mob hunted for their prey, Mayor Impey, but he was nowhere to be found in the town hall. So a 500-strong gang marched up this road towards the mayor's home in an attempt to flush him out. But once again, they couldn't find him.
By 9 p.m, Mayor Impey was still secretly holed up in the town hall.
Sensing a heightened danger, Impey was smuggled out the back of the building, disguised in a police constable's uniform.
Soon after, all hell broke loose. Windows were smashed and a hail of missiles rained down on the town hall.
Rioters then used burning peace torches, ironically part of the planned celebrations, to set the town hall alight. By midnight, the building was a blazing inferno.
Against the apocalyptic backdrop, strains of Keep the Home Fires Burning could be heard. Some pianos had been dragged onto the street from a nearby music shop. And local legend has it that Steve Goodman's grandfather was playing one of them.
While he was playing the piano, there were women getting up on the top of the piano, and actually one person I spoke to said his great aunt was dancing on the piano naked.
It's such a juxtaposition, isn't it, with a burning building and people dancing and singing, but I suppose the adrenaline going through all of them must have just taken over.
Yeah, there was no intention at the beginning of the day to burn down the town hall. And I think what we ended up with was part riot, part carnival.
The next day, Lutonians awoke to find their town hall a burned-out ruin. And for decades afterwards, these devastating events were labelled as a senseless riot led by hooligans.
But today we've gathered to celebrate the people of Luton who stood up for what they believed in. A valiant act of solidarity and defiance by men who had sacrificed so much for their country.
And there you have it. What a show we've had. We've been here, there and everywhere. Big thanks to Annika, Dave and Anita.